Greetings to all. Myself Dr.Ramah Kumar from Department of Computer Science, Shift 1. Today I am going to discuss about the conditional statement supported by PHP. Normally, programmers evaluate different conditions during the program development to take decisions based on whether these conditions evaluate to true or false. These conditions and the actions associated with them are expressed by means of programming construct, which is called as conditional statement. PHP supports different types of conditional statements. Let me say one by one. First one is the if statement. In if statement, output will appear only when the condition is true. The next one is if else statement, where it allows to display the output in both the conditions. If the condition is true, some code will be executed and display some messages also, or any other actions will be performed, and otherwise display other messages or execute some other codes which are given in the program. The next one is if else statement. The if else statement lets us to chain together multiple if else statements, thus allowing the programmer to define actions for more than just two possible conditions. The switch statement. Next one is the switch statement. The switch statement is similar to a series of if statements on the same expression. The expression will be only one, but cases will be more. Now, let me elaborate one by one. The if statement executes some code if one condition is true. So, the syntax goes like this. Here, if is the keyword followed by the condition. The condition has to be given within the round parenthesis. So, after the condition is given, within the flower braces, the code to be executed should be given. This is the syntax, and I will explain you with an example. Before that, the flowchart is shown. Here, the condition, if it is true, the if code has to be executed. If the condition is false, the code after the if code has to be executed. In the example, I am going to give a value for a variable, and I am going to check whether that given value is less than 100 or not. Here, the variable assigned is num. The name of the variable is num. It is assigned with a value 12, and I am going to check the value with the if condition. Here if is the keyword followed by the condition within the round braces, and num less than 100 is the expression that has to be checked. Here the value given is 12. So here 12 less than 100, the condition is true. So the code below the if has to be executed, that is given within the flower braces. So the code given here is it has to display using the echo statement. What has to be displayed? The value of num followed by is less than 100. So here the value of num is 12, 12 is less than 100, that will be displayed. So here as the condition is true, the code given inside the parenthesis will be executed and we get the output. The next one is if else statement. Is executed on both the condition, in true condition as well as in the false condition also. So if else statement is slightly different from the if statement. If executes one block of code if the specified condition is true, and another block of code if the condition is false. The syntax goes like this. If the keyword followed by the condition within the round braces, and the code to be executed has to be given within the flower braces, and then the else is the keyword, and the code to be executed in the else part has to be given within the parenthesis, flower parenthesis. The flowchart goes like this. The condition given, it is checked whether the condition is true, then the if code will be executed. If the condition is false, the else code will be executed. After the execution, it will go to the next line of the program. I am going to explain with an example. So here I am going to give the value to the variable, and I am going to check whether the remainder is equal to 0 or not using the mod operator. So I am naming the variable as num and assigning it with a value 12. So if the variable value remainder is equal to 0, it has to execute, it is an even number. If it is not 0, then it has to display as it is an odd number. Okay. So if the keyword is given within the parenthesis, I am giving the condition. If the number is mod 2 is equal to 0, we are checking whether it is giving a remainder 0. So if it is 0, then it has to display The num is even number. I am giving in a echo statement within the flower braces, and in the else part I am giving in the else part, if the condition is false, then it has to be given the code has to be executed in the else part. So as the value is 12 and the remainder is going to be 0, the code in the if part will be executed and we get the output. Next comes the if else statement. So here the if is a special statement used to combine multiple if else statement. So we can check multiple condition using this. Instead of checking only one statement, if we want to check multiple statement, if the problem demands checking of multiple statements, then this type of statement can be used to check. So here the syntax goes like this. If first the first if is the keyword followed by the condition within the round braces, and the code to be executed should be given within the flower braces. If the condition is false, then again one more condition, we can check one more condition also within the else if part. So here in else if the another condition can be given. Likewise, we can check n number of conditions. If at all no condition satisfies, no condition is true, then else part will be executed. It is mandatory to give else part in this particular statement. So the code syntax goes like this, and let me show the flow chart. Here the condition 1, condition 2, condition 3 up to condition n. Whichever condition satisfies, that part will be executed, otherwise the else part will be executed. Here I am going to explain the if else if with your example. I am going to check the grade. I am going to give the marks and going to check the grade. So here I am assigning a variable with a name marks and with a value 69. First in the if statement, marks less than 33, whether the mark given is less than 33, if the condition is true, it has to display as failed. I have given within the echo statement, and here as it is not true, this part will not be executed. And if the next else if part will be checked, the marks, whether the marks is greater than or equal to 34 and marks less than 50, and given marks is does not satisfy this, and so the following code will not also be executed. And the next statement, whether the marks is greater than or equal to 65 and less than or equal to 80, the condition will be true here, and the code below given below will be executed. The code given is to display B grade, so the output will be B grade. So the execution will terminate here, and the execution will go to the line after this particular if else if statement. Next comes the nested if statement. So it contains a if block inside another if block. Only if the first if block is true, it goes to the next if. Okay. So the inner if statement executes only when specified condition in outer if statement is true. The syntax goes like this. If is the keyword followed by the condition within the round braces, and the code to be executed has also to be given, and other if condition, if the condition another nested in the nested if another if can be used up to n, and n ifs can be used. The flow diagram goes like this. The condition if code, condition if code, like this goes on up to our problem demands. And in the example I am going to check the age and the nationality. So I am assigning two variables, age and nationality, with values. Age is I am giving as age as 23 and nationality as Indian. And applying the condition on nationality and age, I am going to check. So here if nationality equal to Indian, first this condition, if it is true, only then the inner part of the if will be executed. So here if the nationality is equal to Indian means now the value given is also Indian, so the inner part will also be executed. So next in the inner if I am checking the age greater than or equal to 18. Here the value given is 23, so this part is also true. So the following statement will be executed, that is here the print statement is given using the echo statement. So the eligible to give vote, that will be the output of this program. If everything is false, the statements below the this one, that is the else part, will be executed. In the else part it is given as a print statement where not eligible to give vote, that is the statement that will be printed as an output. Next comes the another conditional statement which is called as switch. So here it is used to perform different actions based on different conditions. Using a switch statement, we can specify multiple conditions along with the code to be executed when that condition is true, thereby implementing a menu style program. We can implement it by using like a menu. The syntax goes like this. Here switch of x, what should be tested, that should be given inside the round braces after the switch keyword. So here we can check by using the case keywords. After the case, the value to be what is to be checked, that will be given. Here you can see case value 1, the code to be executed, that will be given, and we can terminate it by using the break statement. Likewise, any number of cases can be given, n number of cases can be given, but here we have to give a default statement whenever all the cases are false, this default statement will be executed. And every case has to be terminated using the break statement. This default also we can terminate by using a break statement. Now I am going to explain with an example. Here I am assigning a variable called as named as car with a value Jaguar. I am going to check the value. Switch off $car. Okay. So here in the first case I am checking whether it is Audi. As the value given is Jaguar, this case is not true. And the next case I am checking with it is given as Mercedes, and here also the condition is not true. So in the next case it is given as Jaguar, as the condition and the given value are equal. Here the condition is true. So here the following code will be executed. Here there is a echo statement to display what is given. Here the Jaguar is the best. Here the statement given is Jaguar is the best, that is to be displayed, and that will be displayed as an output, and we are terminating this particular switch using a break statement. Thank you for your patience listening. Thank you.